Welcome to the next video in the SWE-bench tutorial. So in the previous video, I got a little bit cut off at the end, but all I was going to say is for these LM rewrite bugs, what happens is the minuses represent what the original function looks like. The pluses represent what the language model wrote. So anyway, now we've generated a good amount of bugs, and they're all kind of located under the bug gen repository, and they're all kind of represented as the .diff files. For every strategy, we'll also generate metadata files, and they'll contain kind of strategy-specific information. It's good for like analysis, in case you're interested in how that bug was generated. But this is just like bookkeeping, so there's not really actual utility in these metadata files. But next, I'm going to actually show you how to run validation. And by run validation, we mean actually check if these modifications to the code base or to the function break any existing unit tests. So the first step is the way validation works with SWE-bench is we're going to collect all of the .diff files for a particular repository into a single file, a single JSON that has all those .diff patches, and then we're going to run validation. So it's probably easier if I just show you. Wait, sorry. Now we're going to move on to the harness folder. So this is kind of where the evaluation and validation harness exists. Basically just where all of the sort of execution environment of like actually running tasks inside a Docker container, that's where all that logic is stored. It's really similar to the SWE-bench evaluation and validation harnesses, if you're familiar with that work. If not, I recommend checking it out because SWE-bench is heavily based on that. So what we're going to do first is run this collect, oh, sorry, wrong folder, collect patches script. And then we're going to point it at this folder. And all this is going to do is just collect all of the .diffs that we created. So as you can see, we already have 124 bug candidates that we're going to run validation for. And then now to run validation, we're going to point it at this JSON that was produced by the previous script. And you'll need to specify a run ID. I think it's a good convention to just make it the repository. So this will probably take a while to run, but basically what happens with validation is, so now we have like a new set of folders here. What usually goes on is, the way that it works is we take the current state of the repo and then we run this testing command or whatever testing command you specified for that repo, and it's going to run all the tests exhaustively. And what that does is, for the original version of the code base, we know what the status is for all of the tests before any modifications are made. Now, once we have that, value, which is probably going to be, yeah, so this is a good example of like all of the states of the test. Right? And once we have that value, we can start to validate whether bugs actually break existing tests.